Alrighty then. Let's let the introductions begin. Now, it does not matter if you're in my ceramics class, right? Or if you are in the 3D modeling and animation class, or if you are in my art class, aka drawing and painting, you will be required to do a sketchbook. And I want you to have a lot of success with that. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction. So first off, sketchbook. You'll be given a sketchbook like this. Now this is 80-pound paper. It's pretty nice stuff. You know, don't let the homemadeness of it all fool you. It's pretty good. That being said, you can use whatever paper you want. I just provide this for you. But if you've got a sketchbook, you know that you bought at the store, you go get it. That's gone. All good. But anyways, here's one that was done by a young lady this last year. And as you can see, as I open it up, all of these sketches were done looking at something. All of the sketches are complete, right? And they all look like they took a while to do. They're all pretty careful, right? Now, when you do your sketchbooks, I want you to actually look at real objects when you do it. That being said, I think I will lighten up a little bit and allow you to copy from a picture. But if you copy from a picture, I want that picture, like, a printout of it right there on it, right? So that I have the ability to compare and contrast. What's that going to do? That means you can't just look at it on your phone, let's say, and work from there. You're going to have to get a printout of some kind or another if you want to do a picture from a picture. Now, doing a picture from a picture is still observational, but I prefer that you do it from a real object because when you do it from a real object, it is truly an original work. When you do it from a picture, kind of like the one I did right here, well, I'm not really doing an original work. I'm doing somebody else's work, and a lot of the major decisions were already made for me. In addition, when you do something from an actual object, then you have to translate it. You have to translate it from its three-dimensional reality, right, onto a two-dimensional surface. Okay. And it gives you a lot of opportunities and understanding. And in the end, even when you are copying things or when you're drawing from your imagination, things are going to look a lot more actually three-dimensional, not near as flat because you'll have that ingrained in it. Okay. So for the next couple of weeks, you'll be doing some tutorials, basic drawing. I call it a drawing intensive or a drawing boot camp. And so here, let's show you a couple things that you might need. Okay, so first off, in the class, I have just these whiteboards that I've made. And, it's just a masonite type material with this white surface on it. The thing about these is that they are clean. Okay, they are clean, they have not been painted on, so they're nice and flat, good to draw on. I do have clipboards as well, and the clipboards are fine too. Either way, but the thing about these, don't paint on them, don't graffiti on them, keep them nice for everybody else. I mean, on the clipboards, let's be honest, there's probably a few clipboards that have a few things on them that might even be offensive. Who knows, right? Don't do that to these whiteboards. Please don't do them to the clipboards either. But I figure, kind of like the tables that I have in class, once everybody kind of had a chance to mess them up a little bit, then they just stop getting messed up and, well, kids. So anyways, all good. Keep these all good. And the paper that you're going to use for this intensive is just going to be copy paper. So I have some regular old copy paper right here. I've got a lot of this copy paper in class. It's a little bit longer format, as you'll see. Um, this came to me free because the office has just a ton of extra of this stuff, and so they just gave me a bunch of it. It does not matter. Either one of those things would be fine for your little intensive. Okay, so the intensives is basically just a series of exercises and practices. And in it, I'm going to run you through the elements of design. Now, you might have heard the elements and principles of design, and you want the principles of design, that's fine. Follow along with the art class. Um, and then you'll get a more in-depth. This is just a really straight up nuts and bolts how you go about doing it, based mostly on the element. And so, what are the elements? Well, there are seven elements in all, and they're very, very simple. So basically, you have, let's say, line, right? Okay, and so here's my little drawing of an apple here. Boop. There you go. Okay, so there's my little apple. And so line is separating one thing from another, and line oftentimes create shapes. So this is sort of an apple shape, right? Um, and so then line turns into shape, which becomes form. Okay, form. Now a form is created through the use of light and shadow. Let me make a little correction. That was kind of an ugly apple there, right? Light and shadow is what really defines form. And the light and shadow, we call that value. How dark something is, how light something is. Okay, that is value. And with that value, things become more three-dimensional. Okay. And so then we have form. Okay, so we had line, created a shape. With values, you create form. So line, shape, value, form. All right. How that surface is defined, what's the characteristics of it? That would be texture. Well, an apple, is usually kind of smooth in texture. Okay. Some other things might be kind of rougher in texture. And what color? Is it a green apple? Is it a red apple? I guess we're not going to know with this one, right? And then finally, where is it at? Where is your apple sitting? Okay. And exactly how big is it, right? Oh no, right? That's space. How big something is and where it's at, and that's it. That's space. So that was easy, right? So we had line which defines one thing from another. Shape, the lines create shapes. Form, which is the three-dimensional shape, right? That is defined by value. The surface is described by the texture, and what color it is color, right? And then where is it at and how big is it? That is your space. And that's it, right? I mean, we could be done right here because that's it. There's really nothing more to it. But we'll run you through a few exercises to make it a little bit better. So go ahead and consider this tutorial to be done. I'm going to start you with the first exercise, which will be based on line.